In Washington state, dense forests and towering mountains cloak secrets within their beauty, forming an eerie setting for our tale. The year is 1974, a time filled with innocence, yet tinged with a lurking sense of danger. As the camera glides over serene neighborhoods, one can almost feel the tension swirling in the air. Here, among these oblivious residents, walks an ordinary-seeming man, his charming smile hiding the malevolence beneath the surface. Little do they realize that Bundy is more than just a name. He's a predator on the hunt for a vulnerable soul, blending effortlessly into society and biding his time for the perfect moment to strike. Ted Bundy's life began in a seemingly normal setting, shaped by an upbringing that concealed the darkness that would later unfold. Born in November 1946, he displayed early signs of intelligence and charm, leaving those around him blissfully unaware of the monster he would become. Through his skillful manipulation and deceit, Bundy transformed into a figure of fear and fascination, forever leaving his mark on the American psyche. Childhood and background. Ted Bundy's story did not begin with horror. It began like that of any other child, in a seemingly ordinary home. Born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Washington, Ted grew up believing his grandmother was his mother, and his mother was his sister. This early confusion about identity created a foundation of secrecy that would follow him throughout his life. From a young age, Ted exhibited intelligence and charm that impressed those around him. Teachers and neighbors often praised his politeness and cleverness. Yet behind this pleasant exterior, troubling behaviors began to emerge. He lied easily, manipulated those around him, and performed small acts of cruelty that seemed innocent at first, but hinted at a dark and calculating mind. Ted's childhood was marked by emotional distance and subtle pressures. He struggled with feelings of inadequacy and isolation, experiences that would later fuel his obsession with control and power. His parents' complicated relationships and the secrecy surrounding his family life left Ted with a sense of detachment from normal emotional bonds. These early experiences did not make him a monster, yet, but they planted seeds of manipulation, deceit, and a need for control. Skills he would later use in terrifying ways, luring victims with charm and cunning. By examining Ted Bundy's early years, we glimpse the beginnings of a mind capable of hiding unimaginable darkness behind a mask of normalcy. Early crimes. Ted Bundy's descent into murder began in the early 1970s. His first known attacks targeted young women in the Seattle and Tacoma areas. He often approached victims in public spaces, feigning injury or pretending to be a law enforcement officer. Many were lured into his car by his seemingly kind demeanor, unaware of the horror that awaited them. His methods were cunning. He studied his victims carefully, identifying vulnerabilities and exploiting them with chilling precision. Bundy's crimes escalated quickly. He abducted, assaulted, and killed with a calculated cruelty, leaving law enforcement puzzled and communities terrified. Despite numerous close calls, his outwardly normal life and charm allowed him to evade capture, a predator hiding in plain sight. Each attack added to the legend of a man who could move effortlessly between the ordinary world and one of unimaginable terror. Modus operandi and methods. What made Ted Bundy truly terrifying was not only the brutality of his crimes, but the intelligence and patience with which he executed them. He carefully selected victims who matched a specific type, often young, attractive women with long dark hair parted in the middle. His tactics included feigning injury, asking for help, or impersonating authority figures to gain trust. Once a victim was isolated, Bundy's true nature emerged. He displayed a combination of charm and savagery, a duality that baffled psychologists and law enforcement alike. Even when under suspicion, he often escaped due to his charisma and meticulous planning. His ability to blend into society, to appear normal, even likable, was what allowed him to continue his killing spree undetected for years. Capture and trial. Eventually, Ted Bundy's luck ran out. In 1975, after a series of abductions and attacks, law enforcement began connecting the dots. He was arrested multiple times, yet managed to escape custody on more than one occasion, fueling a media frenzy. His trials in the late 1970s captivated the nation. The courtroom became a stage for Bundy's manipulative charisma, as he often acted as his own attorney, attempting to charm jurors and reporters alike. Ultimately, overwhelming evidence and witness testimony led to his conviction. Bundy was sentenced to death, but the shadow of fear he cast over the Pacific Northwest endured far beyond the courtroom walls. End and legacy. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair in Florida, bringing an end to one of America's most infamous killing sprees. Yet his story lives on, not only as a record of horrific crimes, but as a chilling reminder of how evil can hide behind a mask of normalcy. Bundy's legacy serves as a cautionary tale. Appearances can be deceiving, and darkness can lurk where least expected. His name remains etched into the American consciousness, a symbol of terror, manipulation, and the frightening potential that one seemingly ordinary person can harbor unimaginable evil. Pictory tips for best results. Use AI video clips of forests, streets, vintage photos, courtroom, abstract psychological imagery. Apply dim lighting, slow zooms, and sepia or black and white filters for past events. Sync narration with visuals to highlight key points: childhood, crimes, trial, execution. Add subtle, suspenseful background music and minimal sound effects for dramatic impact.